Okay, so this is a video of testing whether a sink is sealing properly. So we've got the base of the unit of the waste and the rubber and the large rubber seal sitting underneath the unit. This then goes on top, and then that goes over the top of that, and the idea is that you then put the nut in and you seal it and you tighten it up well enough that you get a good seal. And what that does is it compresses the seal on the top and compresses the seal on the bottom. But if the seal on the top isn't compressed properly, then the water will actually leak underneath here. Now I'm going to leave this loose because I want to actually show you what happens. In fact, I'll take that off completely. Just rest that on there. Put that in and tighten it up. Tighten it up, and if you need something to tighten it up, a teaspoon is great, or a 10-cent piece. In this instance, I've got a teaspoon, so we're tightening it up. Now I'm going to leave that loose, just because I want to prove a point here, and I'm going to seal the waste. I'm going to seal the waste. I'm going to show you that there is. Okay, we're just going to put enough water in there to sit in the base of the unit, and you'll see that the water level will stay there. Now, I'm not going to sit here and wait. Trust me, it's not going to go down. However, so this proves that the basket waste is working properly because the water is not leaking through the basket waste. However, the next step is to check whether the water is leaking between this interface, between the steel, between the waste and the actual sink itself. So the idea is to check whether it's leaking underneath here, which as you can see, I've left it loose and I haven't put the rubber in, so clearly it's going to leak. Now the way to test that is to keep putting water in until the water just passes. Let me show you. Just passes the rim. And then you'll see that the water drains out. See how the water's gone? Water's draining out, but there's still water in the basket waste. So the basket waste is still full. You can see where the water level is. The water level is up to the top of that rim, but there's no water around here. I'll just do that again. And you should be able to see it drain pretty quickly. There it goes. So that is actually draining out between the sink and the interface because there's no rubber. Now, putting a rubber in there and not tightening it up will have the same effect, or putting in a damaged rubber will have the same effect. It'll leak, but leak a lot slower. So the test for a customer or a plumber is to ask them to fill up the basket waste and just past the point where the waste and the sink connect, and then if the water drains out of the sink, then you know that it's actually that rubber seal that's at fault. If it continues to drain out, let me just lift that up gently. If it continues to drain out like that, then obviously it's actually the basket waste that's at fault. So if there's water in here, the basket waste is working. If there isn't any water beyond that point, then you know it's that interface. Simple as that. Now, a common question is, why is the water leaking through there but not leaking underneath my sink? It's because the way this is connected, the water actually still leaks. Is captured by this waste connection because it's so large and it covers a whole area. So if it's leaking in between, it'll still get captured by this dish. And that's how to check if a waste is connected properly. The same applies